Hello, Los Angeles Lakers fan. We're back with an exclusive video bringing you the latest updates. First of all, subscribe to the channel and like the video. It's crucial for you to stay informed with the news daily. Without further ado, let's get to the news. The rumors swirling around the league today feels like one of those cinematic moments that only basketball can script. Because word is that Karl-Anthony Towns didn't just arrive. He made an entrance that shook the imagination of everyone connected to purple and gold. The story being whispered is that his arrival to the Los Angeles Lakers was met with celebration, smiles, and that unmistakable Hollywood glow, as if the franchise itself had been holding its breath waiting for this exact moment. Sources close to the locker room say the vibe felt less like a standard transaction and more like a coronation, with music echoing, laughter flowing, and an air of expectation settling over the room. It is said that teammates looked at him not as a guest, but as someone who belonged there all along, as if destiny had nudged him toward this stage. The speculation goes deeper, suggesting that this arrival symbolizes more than a new chapter, hinting at a philosophical shift toward size, skill, and versatility. Fans are imagining the possibilities already, picturing a player who can stretch the floor, dominate inside, and still talk the game with a confidence that feels infectious. The narrative being spun is that this was not rushed, not chaotic, but carefully orchestrated, the kind of move that sent a message across the league without saying a single official word. As the whispers continue, the tone around the building reportedly transformed into something electric, with conversations buzzing about fit, chemistry, and the sheer spectacle of adding a talent like this to a legacy-driven franchise. Insiders claim the coaching staff sees layers upon layers of potential, imagining lineups that can adapt on the fly, exploiting mismatches in ways that feel almost unfair. The arrival party, according to rumor, was symbolic, a sign that the organization wanted to make him feel valued from the very first step, reinforcing the idea that stars come to Los Angeles not just to play, but to become part of a story that never really ends. There is talk of long conversations behind closed doors, not about numbers or contracts, but about vision, about what it means to carry expectations that stretch back decades. People close to the situation suggest that Towns himself appeared energized, relaxed, and curious, soaking in the atmosphere like someone who knows he is exactly where he is supposed to be. The speculation frames him as a bridge between eras, someone who respects the past, but is eager to carve his own identity. In these rumors, every smile and handshake is magnified, interpreted as proof that something big is brewing, something that could redefine how this roster is viewed across the basketball world. The fan reaction, as described by those monitoring the pulse of social spaces, borders on euphoric disbelief, because the idea of Towns in a Lakers uniform has lived in hypothetical conversations for years. Now, with this arrival painted as a celebration, the imagination runs wild. Some suggest that the front office wanted to make a statement not only to fans, but to the rest of the NBA, signaling that Los Angeles remains a destination where stars are embraced and empowered. The rumors highlight how his skill set fits the modern game, emphasizing shooting touch, passing instincts, and an evolving defensive awareness that thrives when surrounded by other high-level minds. It is said that even veterans in the room acknowledged the weight of the moment, recognizing that certain arrivals shift the balance of belief. The narrative paints this as a calculated gamble wrapped in glamour, where risk is softened by confidence and expectation. Supporters are already debating how his presence could unlock others, creating space, easing pressure, and allowing the offense to breathe in new ways. All of it remains speculative, of course, but the tone suggests optimism bordering on inevitability, as if this move was written long before it ever became a rumor. Behind the scenes, according to these stories, there is an understanding that celebrations are temporary, but responsibility is permanent. The arrival party is framed as the spark, not the fire, meant to ignite commitment and focus rather than distract from it. Those close to the franchise say conversations quickly turned toward accountability, toward the idea that wearing this jersey amplifies everything from praise to criticism. Towns is rumored to have embraced that reality, acknowledging that pressure is part of the privilege. The Lakers' culture, often mythologized, is described as something he wanted to feel immediately, to understand from the inside rather than observe from afar. The speculation suggests he asked questions, listened intently, and expressed a desire to grow within a system that values winning above all else. Observers claim that his confidence did not come off as arrogance, but as readiness, the calm assurance of someone who has waited for this platform. In these rumors, the arrival celebration becomes a metaphor, representing acceptance, expectation, and the unspoken agreement that greatness is demanded, not requested. The broader league context adds another layer to the speculation, because any significant move by the Lakers inevitably sends ripples everywhere. Executives, players, and analysts are said to be recalibrating their mental maps, considering how this addition might alter matchups and long-term strategies. The narrative floating around suggests that Towns brings a rare blend of star power and adaptability, making him a chess piece that could be repositioned depending on circumstance. The arrival party, then, is less about flash and more about signaling confidence in that versatility. Rumors claim that rival teams took notice, not with panic, but with respect, understanding that this move aligns with a broader trend towards skilled bigs who can do more than just occupy space. The Lakers, according to this chatter, see him as someone who can evolve with the game rather than chase it. That belief is what makes the celebration meaningful, transforming it from a simple welcome into a declaration of intent that resonates far beyond the walls of the practice facility. As the story continues to unfold in whispers and speculation, the arrival of Karl-Anthony Towns is framed as a moment where excitement meets responsibility, where celebration meets expectation. The rumors emphasize that nothing has been proven yet, that banners are not raised on arrival nights, but they also highlight the emotional power of belief. Fans, teammates, and even skeptics are drawn into the narrative, imagining what could be if everything aligns. The Lakers, long accustomed to the spotlight, are once again at the center of conversation, not because of past glory, but because of potential energy waiting to be released. Towns, in this speculative retelling, stands at the heart of that energy, aware of the weight and willing to carry it. The arrival party fades, the music stops, but the echo remains, a reminder that sometimes a single moment can reshape expectations long before the first real test arrives. Logic rather than pure fantasy. Speculators also point to his journey before this moment, noting how time spent with the Minnesota Timberwolves shaped his resilience and perspective. The narrative suggests that those experiences prepared him for a stage like Los Angeles, teaching patience, humility, and the value of adaptability. In this telling, the arrival celebration is contrasted with quieter moments of reflection, where Towns acknowledges the lessons learned and the growth still needed. Observers claim that the Lakers appreciate this self-awareness, viewing it as a sign of maturity rather than uncertainty. The speculation frames this move as mutually beneficial, a partnership where the franchise gains a versatile star and the player gains a platform to redefine his legacy. Fans are already debating how his presence could influence younger teammates, offering a model of professionalism blended with creative freedom. The rumor mill paints a picture of alignment, where past experiences inform future ambitions, creating a narrative arc that feels both organic and compelling. Another layer of the rumor centers on how this arrival could influence the emotional rhythm of the locker room. Sources suggest that Towns brings a lighter energy, a sense of joy that balances the seriousness of championship aspirations. The arrival party is cited as evidence, a moment where laughter and camaraderie flowed easily, breaking down barriers before they could even form. The Lakers, known for their intensity, are rumored to welcome this balance, understanding that chemistry is built not just through drills, but through shared moments of connection. The speculation highlights how small interactions, conversations over meals, and spontaneous jokes can translate into trust on the floor. Towns is described as someone who understands this dynamic, valuing relationships as much as results. In this speculative narrative, the celebration becomes a foundation for cohesion, a starting point for bonds that could prove crucial in high-pressure moments. From a strategic perspective, the rumors delve into how his skill set might expand the Lakers' tactical flexibility. Analysts whisper about lineups that stretch defenses thin, about actions that put opponents in impossible choices. The arrival is framed as a signal that the franchise is leaning into versatility, valuing players who can blur traditional positions. Towns, in this context, is portrayed as a symbol of modern basketball, comfortable shooting from distance, facilitating from the post, and anchoring the interior when needed. The speculation suggests that coaches are eager to experiment, to push boundaries, and to trust his basketball intelligence. The arrival party, while celebratory, is seen as a prelude to serious work, an acknowledgement that creativity thrives when confidence is established early. The emotional response from fans continues to fuel the rumor mill, with narratives emerging about renewed belief and revived anticipation. Supporters are said to feel a sense of validation, interpreting this move as proof that the franchise remains ambitious and forward-thinking. The arrival celebration is shared and reshared in conversations, becoming a symbol of hope rather than a definitive statement. In these whispers, Towns is cast as both a star and a student, eager to learn the nuances of a storied organization while contributing his own strengths. The Lakers, in turn, are portrayed as mentors and beneficiaries, offering guidance while embracing innovation. This mutual respect, according to speculation, is what could make the partnership sustainable rather than fleeting. Before we continue, we ask that you leave a like and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any exclusive Lakers updates. Moving on, as the speculative tale reaches its current conclusion, the tone shifts from excitement to anticipation, from rumor to expectation. The arrival of KARL-ANTHONY Towns with celebration is remembered as a moment of alignment, where vision, talent, and opportunity briefly converged. The whispers emphasize that the real story is still unwritten, that success is never guaranteed, and that pressure will test every assumption. Yet, the mood remains optimistic, grounded in the belief that when preparation meets opportunity, something meaningful can emerge. The Lakers, once again at the center of basketball imagination, are seen as embracing the unknown with confidence. Towns, standing within that spotlight, is rumored to be ready, aware that the party was just the beginning, and that the true measure of this moment will be revealed in how the story continues to unfold. The rumor narrative keeps expanding because people around the league supposedly believe that this arrival was only the visible part of a much deeper plan, one that has been quietly forming behind closed doors. According to whispers, KARL-ANTHONY Towns did not come in expecting instant gratification, but rather a structured environment where patience and ambition coexist. The arrival celebration is now being reinterpreted as a message of trust, an early signal that the organization wants him comfortable enough to be himself, yet challenged enough to evolve. Those close to the situation speculate that he understands the weight of wearing a Lakers jersey, not just in terms of media attention, but in the responsibility to elevate every possession. There's talk that he has already begun studying tendencies, absorbing feedback, and mentally rehearsing scenarios long before any real pressure arrives. The rumor suggests he wants to be proactive rather than reactive, shaping his role instead of waiting for it to be defined. Fans discussing this imagine a player driven by legacy as much as performance, someone who wants his name to echo beyond box scores. In this speculative lens, the celebration fades into memory, replaced by quiet determination, film sessions, and internal conversations about growth. The excitement remains, but it is now paired with a sense of seriousness that hints at long-term commitment rather than short-term spectacle. Another strand of speculation revolves around how this move might subtly reshape the identity of the Los Angeles Lakers themselves. Insiders claim the franchise sees this as an opportunity to modernize without abandoning tradition, blending the history of dominance with the demands of contemporary basketball. Towns is rumored to embody that balance, respecting what came before while pushing toward what comes next. The arrival party, in this context, is viewed as an invitation into the inner circle, a symbolic passing of responsibility rather than a simple welcome. There are whispers that leadership within the locker room is evolving, becoming more collaborative, more fluid, and more open to diverse voices. Towns is said to be eager to contribute to that shift, offering perspective shaped by years of navigating expectations elsewhere. The speculation paints a picture of mutual adaptation, where both player and franchise adjust slightly to meet in the middle. Fans latch onto this idea, imagining a Lakers team that feels both familiar and refreshed. In this rumor-driven storyline, the celebration marks a turning point, not because of what happened in that moment, but because of what it represents moving forward. Stay informed exclusively about Los Angeles Lakers news. Subscribe to our channel and hit the like button to keep receiving daily updates. Also, share your opinion on the news in the comments, as your contribution is crucial for the Lakers. Stay tuned for the next video.